This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, let's wait for 1 more minute so that others can join. And we have discussed on composite data types. We have seen how to work with the container and all those things. Okay, so today we will see the remaining stuff. Okay, so see here, today we will start with the collection classes. Okay, so before going ahead with collection classes, already we have seen the composite data types. Okay, collection classes are also similar here. Now we will see how to work with collection classes and what are those and what are the collection class available and everything. Okay, let me create a new class, a runnable class, and let me call this as AMA collection classes. Okay, I will call this as AMA collection classes. And now we have created a new one here. Just a second, it's loading. Come on. Okay, now coming to the collection classes, we have different types of collection classes. From that, first one is called list, second one is set, third one is map, fourth one is struct, and one more is array. Already we have discussed the array, so I don't want to again discuss about it back. I don't want to go back on it. Now, the first one is list. What is a list? A list is used to store objects of same type in a sequential order. Okay, a list is used to store the objects of same type in a sequential order. Okay, now let me create a list here, list, and then I will call this as list1. Okay, equal to new list, and inside this I will use the types colon string. Okay, you can use of any type. I'm using string. Okay, if you want to use anything else, you can do that. And similarly, I will create one more list. I will call this as list 2 or second list, whatever you want to call, you can call it, equal to new list. Inside the brackets, I will say types colon, and then I will take this also as a string. Okay, now how to add elements to a list? Use list1 dot. Check. You have two methods. One is add end, second one is add start. Okay, we will see both of them. Add start, I will say here some B, and then here I will say D, and here I will say F, and here I will use add end. Okay, we have two now. I will use add end, and then I will say A, and then I will use C, and then I will use E. Okay, now we will see how this will get added. And similarly, I want to take one more list here. This is my list 1. And similarly, what I will do is I will take one more list and I will call this as list 2. Okay, this is my list 2. And in the list 2, I will say some hi, and then book, and then I will say check, and then sorry, and then I will say this as a check, and then I will call this as dog, and then I will say this as bat, I will say elephant. Okay, so these are the two lists that I have created, and this is how you're going to add the elements at the beginning. Add start will add elements at the beginning, add end will add elements at the end. This is how we will work with the list. Now if you want to append these two lists, you have list 1 and list 2, and then you want to append list 1 and list 2, both of them, then we have a method called append list. Okay, what you can do is you can say list 1 dot append list, and then in the bracket you can say list 2. This is how we will append the two lists. Okay, this is how we are going to append two lists. But I want to comment this because what it will do is it will add the elements of second list to the first list. Okay, from the end it will start adding all the elements. Okay, and now you might ask one more question. Okay, this is how you are going to append, then how to traverse through the list? To traverse through the list there are two ways. Okay, how many ways? There are two ways to traverse. Those are, one is called iterator and the second one is called enumerator. Okay, first one is called iterator and the second one is called enumerator. And please remember, neglect using iterator. Okay, if you are solely working on the client and there is no requirement of passing the data of list from or using the list from between client and server. Okay, if you don't have the requirement of using the same list between the client and server, then you can go with iterator. Okay, because when you move the data of the list between client side and server side, automatically the data of the list will get lost. Okay, because you are moving from x++ code to IL code, so whatever the list that you have created in x++, the data of it will get lost when you are working between two different tiers. So whatever you need to do is you need to work with enumerator. Okay, enumerator is protected, it will work on both the ends, server side and client side. Whereas coming to the iterator, you will have this issue, which is why we will neglect using iterator and all the time we will go with only enumerator. Okay, all the time we will go with only enumerator. I will discuss the enumerator. Iterator is also same, but you can try it out. Okay, now to get the enumerator, I will take a enumerator called list enumerator, and then I will say list 1 enumerator equal to list 1 dot get enumerator. So this method will return the enumerator, and then we will write simply a while loop, while list 1 enumerator dot, we will have a method called move next. This is used to move to the next record of the list. Okay, next element of the list, and then we can simply write, if you want to display you can write info and then you can use strfmt. So string format, this is used if you want to display the non-string elements in a string format. %1 comma list 1 enumerator dot, you will have a method called current. You will have a method called current. This is how we are going to traverse through the list. Similarly, sometimes people used to ask me, let's say I want to merge and I want to create another list. Then what you can do is list, and then you can say merge list equal to list. If you use colon colon, when you are using colon colon, we are going to call static methods. Okay, to call the static methods, we are going to use colon colon operator. Okay, you will also call it as scope resolution operator, and then you can say list 1 comma list 2. Okay, so this is about the list here. Now what we will do is we will add a breakpoint here, and then we will start debugging the collection classes. I will set this as the startup object and run. Okay, let it run, let it build and run. We will see how the list will work, and then we will convert the same piece of code to set, and we will see what is the difference between both of them. And remember, in the list, okay, oh I forgot to add duplicates. In the list, if you add the duplicates, the duplicate elements will also get added to the list. Okay, please remember that. Okay, let us wait for a minute, it will come to the breakpoint. One more thing. Few of the times I used to get one more question. Okay. So what about finding an elements in the list? If you want to find element in the list, there is no method. Whatever you need to do is you need to traverse through the list and then you need to check. Okay. Let's wait for a minute here. It's taking some time. Okay. Sometimes it will happen. Don't know why. Let's see. Let's wait for a minute. This will happen only for the first time. Today, actually, daily I will start this for the first time today. I did not, which is why it is taking some time. Okay. For the first time, we need to wait. Okay. So I don't know whether you have seen this screen or not. This is called blue screen. And if the system goes out of memory, then we will get this blue screen. Okay, give me a second. Let me restart the VM. Hey, can you hear me? Because
Yes,
I can
Kumar.
see that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
because I can see that my environment is stuck. Just give me a second. I'll try to get it, make it okay. And did anyone of you got blue screen like this? Let me try to close everything in my environment. Just a second. Okay, close. And in the Visual Studio as well, I found one more issue here. I don't know whether you people found that or not. Okay, let's say you have created a solution and you have checked out it to TFS and you have checked in the project. Okay, if I select this one, frankly speaking, it will take around 10 minutes only to open the solution. Whereas once it is connected, if I open the solution from Team Explorer, it will open soon. Okay, this is also one more thing that I found with this environment. It will take 1 minute or so to connect, and then once it is connected, then we will open the solution. Otherwise, it will take long time to open the solution itself. And I think, don't know why, but it has occupied the entire memory. Okay, and then it has shut down. Because currently you can see it took only 4.2 GB. It will get increased 4.7 GB now. And I have allotted 8 GB of RAM only for this VM. And don't worry, sometimes this will also happen through the code. Okay, can anyone tell me? Even the code can crash your server. Whatever the code that you write for Dynamics 365, that can also crash the server. So you should be very careful. Okay, how it will crash? Let's say you wrote a loop. Okay, you wrote a while loop and you write one condition inside it which will never met, and you went on adding elements to the list. What will happen? It can add elements to the list only up to the size of the RAM. Once the size of the RAM reaches to 98% or 97%, it will get exploded and you will get the blue screen. Okay, this happened. This happened in one of my project. Okay, because the same thing has been done. They have used the list to add a whole lot of elements. Okay, and then they wrote a loop. They did not destroy the list. Again, they added. So like this, it happened. It's quite common, but you should be very careful when you're writing the piece of code. Okay, it has reached 78% now. Let me check. Now, if I go to the Solution Explorer, where is my class? AMA collection classes. This is the one. View code. I want to check the memory because I don't want it to hang this time. Okay. I can do one more thing. I can stop this batch job because anyways, we are not going to discuss on batches now. So, okay, when we go to data export import framework, then I will start this batch. Wait. Anyways, that has no dependency with this. Okay, because this will occupy a whole lot of memory. Nearly 2 GB or 3 GB. Okay, done. Okay, now let me add a breakpoint here and let me run. This time I want to check the memory of a process called W3WP. Okay, we will have a process called W3WP. I want to monitor this one. Okay, because this is the process which will run the front end. Okay, it seems to be started automatically. No. Gone. Okay, now it's 735 MB. Good. And if I check the memory, it's 5 GB. So 3 GB is reserved. Okay, this is what we need. The more amount the more amount of memory is available, it will give a faster response. Let's wait for a minute again. And let's see. Now we have the memory as well in place. So I want to check why it is occupying more amount of memory.
One just a silly question.
Yeah.
So suppose I have 8 GB of RAM and then I, assign 6 GB to the VM. And if I, shut down the VM and start normal working, so that will be, deallocated to back to the 8 GB, or it will hold that 6
The
GB?
whole 8 GB will go to your operating system. Okay, the host, because you will have host and guest. This is your guest operating system. Okay, the guest operating system will take the memory. Later on, it will release it once you have shut down the VM.
Okay.
Because you can see when the class learner is running, it took now 1.9 GB. So which is why I want to check if there is any issue with the memory here. Okay, 1.8. Now it is running. Okay, seems like previously when batch management service is running, it occupied a whole lot of memory and it has not released. Okay, and now as well you can see it is 1021 MB, 1 GB. Because now what it should do is it should load all the symbols and then it should hit the breakpoint. Now it has hit the breakpoint. Okay, done. Now see here, these issues you will also get, as we are not going to work with the wonderful machines. We will work with an ordinary either i5 or i7 quad core, I can say, with 8 GB RAM. Okay, so obviously you will get this sort of issues. So the only solution is this is how you need to resolve. You can see, okay, which is why I showed you. Otherwise I can directly close and I can restart, but this is how you need to check the details of the memory, how much it is occupying, details of the CPU, because you can see CPU is only 2 gigas here. I have allocated 6 processors and the utilization is very low. The only problem that we will have with the memory. Okay, done. Now you can see I am adding elements to the list. The element got added. Okay, now you can see I told you that elements after the B, because they will add the elements in the sequential order. The elements to the list will be added in the sequential order. We will use the list enumerator to traverse through the list, and this is how we are going to use list enumerator. Okay, now we will put a breakpoint at merge list, and then let me press F5. Now you can see this is my merge list. It has added all the elements, no sorting, no searching. Okay, but you can see there is a small difference here. The list 2 has the first one, add start, check. This is the first element. Why? Because we have used add start. Yeah, add start means add at the beginning of the list. Add end means add at the end of the list. This is how it will add the elements. Okay, and there is no sorting in the list. It will add in a sequential order. Whatever the order you give, it will add elements in that order. Okay, this is about a
Sorry.
list. Yep.
Sorry. As you mentioned that we have mentioned check at start, and it was showing at the first from the
Hmm.
second list.
Hmm.
But this book and high is also using add start.
1 second. See here. Add start high. High got added at the beginning. Add start book. High will be pushed to the right, and then book will come at the first position. Add start book and high will be pushed to the right, and then check will come to the first position.
Same way it will happen with end also.
Add end. It will add element at the end. It will not push na. Add end means you are saying add the element at the end. At the
Okay.
end means the last element. So why it will push?
Okay.
For end it is not going to. For start it will push. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is about a list. Now let's go to the next one called set. Okay. Now if I add duplicates to the list, they will get added automatically. I will try to add this elephant as well one more time. Let's see how what happens. Okay. Done. Now I am taking the same piece of code here, and I will comment this piece of code, and then I will make it set. Okay. Because I will do this because you should not find the difference between set and list. There are very small differences between both of them. Okay. Now we will see what are those differences within a minute. Okay. I have the set, and this time instead of calling this as list1 list2, I will call them as set1 set2. And here instead of calling this as list, I will call this as set. I am going to take the same types string, and this is my list, and I will call this as set. Now here you can see there are methods add start and add end. There is no add start and add end for a set. Okay, there is no add start and add end for a set. So for set we have only add method. This is my set 2. Okay, and I will call this as
Kumar, how are you doing this removing all things together? Can you just like,
we have alt shift. Okay, if you use
okay,
alt shift and if you press down arrow na, you will you can select multiple at your time. Okay,
okay,
and
okay,
here we will use set enumerator. Okay, and I will call this as set1 enumerator, and this is set1 dot get enumerator, and here you can change it to set1 enumerator dot move next, the same method again, and here let me make it set1 enumerator dot check uh, current. Okay, the same method. Done. Okay, now similarly in case of set, instead of merge and all this, we have few more. Okay, so what are those? What are those? So I think you should be knowing about a set, a mathematical set. So what does the mathematical set have? Intersection, union, difference. Do we have them? Yeah, we have them. Let's try them. Okay, I will create set and I will call it as intersection equal to set colon colon. Here you can see the intersection. Now here I will do one thing. I will add two more elements to the set, the second set. Okay, because I want to get some elements. I will say this as D and I will say this as B. Okay, and here intersection in the bracket set1 and set2. Okay, I can say set1 comma set2. This is intersection. Okay, and similarly if you want to find the intersection in a reverse order, okay, it will be same because it will get the matching elements between both the sets, so it's not needed. Now set, I will say different set equal to set colon colon, you need to use difference, and in the bracket you need to use the same set1 and set2. Okay, copy and paste it over here, and again we will see the difference. Okay, here I am using set 1 and set 2. Here I will use them in the reverse order. I will take set 2 at the beginning, set 1 at the end. Done. Okay, and similarly we will see union set equal to set colon colon. We have something called union, and then you can say set 1 and set 2, or set 2 and set 1. Anyways, it is same. So I will take this, paste it over here. Okay, so this is about the intersection, difference, union. And again, if you want to get all the elements from a set, if you want to get all the elements from a set or the count of elements, you have a method called elements. Okay, and even for the list as well, we have the same thing. Counter equal to set 1 dot, you can say elements. It will return the count. To find the element, okay, to find the elements in a set, okay, we have, I will say any type, or we can take str. I don't remember this. Let me try. Okay, set 1 dot in, and in the bracket, oh, it's returning boolean. It will say whether it is true or false. Okay, to find whether the element exists in the set or not, we will use what we will use? We will use in method. Okay, this will be b, and copy, and we will see what happens if the element is not found. Okay, done. So this is how we are going to find, or for the existence of element in a set. Similarly, if you want to delete a item in a set, we have something called delete, whereas for list we don't have this. Okay, now if you want to delete a item from a set, we have something called delete. If you want to delete, you can use delete method and you can delete them. Okay, remember, like this we have a lot of methods, and set enumerator we have seen, intersection, difference, union, and okay, you can try delete as well if you want. Okay, set 1 dot, we have, oh sorry, oh sorry, yeah, I think in this version it's not there. Okay, in this version it is not there, means even in the previous version it will not be there. I forgot. Okay, I'm going with, I remember 2012. Okay, I think it's there in 2009, mostly in 2012. I need to check, I don't remember. Okay, there is no delete method, but actually it's there in the previous versions. To delete the element in the set, we used to use a method called delete. Okay, to delete the item from the set, that will remove the element from the set. Okay, but unfortunately it's not there in this version. Okay, I think in D365 they have removed. I need to remember that. I forgot that, sorry. Yep,
What about remove?
yeah, exactly, this is right. Remove is there. I think they have changed it from delete to remove. Okay, that's what I'm checking. Yep, here you can give the argument. This is set 1, so let me say element as c. I am trying to delete the element c. Okay, so instead of delete they have given remove. Okay, whereas in the previous versions we used to have a method called delete. I saw that in AX 2009, I think. Okay, because we will be using this anyways rarely. Okay, instead of delete we have a method called remove, and we are going to use this remove method to delete the element from the set. Okay, now let's see. We have added duplicates to the set. We have not added in a right order. Let's see what does the set does. Okay, let me save this piece of code and then let me run this. I need to check the memory, otherwise I will not know. Okay, it went on to 6.7 GB. Good. Can you see this? Now it took 1.47 GB. No, there were errors we need to resolve. What is this? A local variable named val. Oh, is already declared. Okay, I can remove this boolean and save. That will resolve the issue. And one more problem with Dynamics AX 2012 or 365 I found is we have a concept called lazy garbage collection. Did you ever heard of it? Anyone? We have a concept called lazy garbage collection. Okay, so in all the programming languages, we have a concept called garbage collection. Now you are using lot of variables. Let's say now you are using lot of variables, and then all those variables will occupy some memory. So if they have occupied with the memory, obviously it should get cleared. Is that right? Obviously it should get cleared. Okay, coming to few programming languages, the memory will be released. The memory occupied by that variables will be released as soon as the program ends. But whereas in Dynamics 365, when you are performing some complex business logic, the memory will not be released immediately. Okay, the memory will not be released immediately. Rather than it will release that memory when AOS is free. Okay, because if you continuously hit the AOS and it is working on the garbage collection as well, it will slow down the system. Which is why what they have done is, instead of collecting the garbage all the time, they will release the garbage. They will clear the garbage when AOS is free. That means it is not having the maximum hits. The number of transactions running are less. Then it will clear the garbage. Okay, please remember that, because whenever you are writing the program, you need to think about this. This is very, very important. Okay, otherwise what will happen? You will write a program, you will occupy more amount of memory, the garbage is not cleared. Okay, and you will face the issue. Now second thing you are seeing is now again it's 2.3 GB. Okay, because what will happen is I have set the cache to 20 GB. Okay, I have set the cache memory to 20 GB. So what it will do is it will push the data of the RAM to my disk up to 20 GB. If it increases more than 20 GB, obviously it will stop working and I will get the blue screen. Okay, now you can see committed is 8.9 GB, 9 GB now. Okay, if it goes to 20 GB and if it reaches to 8 GB, it's gone. My environment will stop working and I will get the blue screen. Because this is not memory optimized, I can say. The application is not memory optimized.
I don't understand why Microsoft release all the time new versions of any product.
It's a strategy, yeah. Because see here, if they because Microsoft strategy is different. Okay, Microsoft strategy is different and Apple strategy is different. Okay, I will tell you the comparison. If you take example of the Apple, okay, either it's a iPhone or iPad or MacBook, what they will do is the testing will be done very thoroughly. Okay, even that there will be a least possibility of issues in the devices, because I am using iPad since past 6 years. Okay, on the first day when I bought, what is the performance? Today as well I have the same performance, there is no change. Whereas coming to the Microsoft, okay, we are working for the Microsoft, but frankly speaking, they will release the product and when they get the bugs they will fix it. Okay, you got it? That's the point. Even for the Windows as well it is same, it will crash like anything. Okay. Okay, now see here, we are adding this elements to the set. I am adding B here. Element B got added. I am adding D here. D got added after B. I am adding F. F got added after D. You can see here now, A got added in the beginning. So what is the difference between list and a set? I am adding a duplicate element. It will not get added. You can see set dot add return false because there is a duplicate element. Now this is my set 2. elements are getting added. You can see it is sorting the elements. This is the benefit of set. Okay, so one of the Microsoft interviews, they have asked a question. Okay, most of the times people will say, I will use bubble sort, I will use quick sort, I will use insertion sort, something like that, but that is not the answer. The question is, what is the fastest way of sorting 1 million records in Dynamics AX? Everyone used to answer these answers. Okay, but that is not the answer. The answer is set. Simply use the set and add the elements. It will sort them automatically. There is no need of writing a huge piece of code, because already you have the sorting algorithm along with the set. Then why again you will write that algorithm? Yeah, this is one of the questions from Microsoft. Okay, please remember, you need to remember all these things if you need to answer them. Okay, now this is set enumerator. To traverse to the set, we will use set enumerator. It will print the values. Okay, now the next one is I am adding a breakpoint at the intersection. Let me run. Now you can see this is intersection. Let's see. So what is the intersection? B and D. You can see there are only two matching elements which are B and D between set 1 and set 2. We got the intersection. Now this is the difference. Now compare the difference. Different set. First we have given set 1 and set 2. So what it has done? It has written the difference elements from set 1. Now see the difference. Now what it has done? It has written the different elements from set 2. So whatever the set that you define first, it will get the difference elements from that set. Okay. Union. It has calculated the union and it has given the result, and even that also in a sorted fashion. Okay. And now counter. We will get the total number of elements. The total number of elements in set 1 are 6. And the element is found, it will return true. The element is not found, it will return false. Now we are removing the element C from set 1. It has removed the C. Okay. So please remember, instead of delete, we have remove here. Okay. So this is about set. Second type of collection, set. So when you will use set, when you have the requirement of not allowing the duplicate elements, when you have the requirement of sorting the elements, when you want to remove the elements in the middle, or when you have the requirement to compare the sets and get the intersections, in all these requirements you are going to use set and you are not going to use list. Okay, got it? In all these cases you are going to use set. Now again, let me comment this. Now we will discuss the remaining stuff, the next one, and that is called map. So up to now we have discussed list and set. Here we can add the elements, we can get the elements. That is well and good. Whereas now I want to store the values in the form of a key value pair. In the form of a key value pair. How to do that? To do that, we have something called map. And remember, map is similar to that of a dictionary in C#. Okay, map is similar to that of a dictionary in C#. We can store the values in the form of a key value pair. Okay, in the form of a key value pair. Okay, now what I will do is let's load the map with some data. Okay, to create a map we need to use a class called map, and then you can say map1. Let me check first of all what are the functions available. Okay, there are no functions, so there is no need of two maps. I can use only one map, that will be enough. And I will say map1 equal to on your map, and here you can see key type value type. I can say types colon. You can take anything, string, and you can say types colon. You can take any value, you can take string. Okay, map1 done. Now few of the times people used to ask me, okay, I want to get the data from a table and I want to add them to the map. Okay, currently just I will tell you how to get it. I will use while select. I need to create a address buffer, AMA address. I will call this as address. This is my table buffer. Don't worry, I will explain you about this later on. So just stick to the map now. Okay, don't stick to the query. Okay, we need to use while select to fetch all the elements from a map from the address table, and I can use map1 dot check. What are the methods? Empty. To empty the map, you can use empty method. Exist to check the existence. Get enumerator to get the enumerator. Insert. If you open the bracket, you have the key. I will say address dot zip code. Okay, this is the only one which will be different for everyone, everything. And then I think zip code is integer, na? I don't remember that. Let me take integer. Comma address dot read. Okay. Now I have inserted values into the map. It's well and good. Now I want to open this address table and I want to add one duplicate value. I want to see what happens if I add a duplicate to the map. Okay. What is the value? 4000021. Let me add. Okay. I will say map1 dot insert and the integer is 4000021. Comma address dot street. Done. I have added duplicate to the map. Now we will see. Okay. And instead of address dot street, I will say a string and I will call this as duplicate underscore test. Done. This is the string I have added to the map. Okay. This is how I have added value to the map. Okay. Now, if you want to get a value from a map, we have something called I am taking any type value equal to map1 dot lookup and in the bracket I will say 4000010. Okay, this is not available here. This is not available in a map. We will see what happens. And similarly, if you want to check for the existence of a value in a map, we need to use map1 dot exist and in the bracket you need to provide the key value, means you need to provide the key here. I will say 4000021 and I will use boolean check equal to. Okay, so I will do one thing. I will take this at the top. Okay, and after this and then I will take at the end lookup to identify the difference. Okay, done. Now we are adding values to the map. That's it. This is about a map. If you want to traverse to the map, we have something called map enumerator. What is that? Map enumerator. We need to use map enumerator and we need to use map enumerator equal to map1 dot get enumerator, map1 dot get enumerator while and then again map enumerator dot move next and then you can say any or I will take int key equal to map enumerator dot current key. And similarly, if you want to get the value, str value equal to map enumerator dot current value. And similarly, if you want to return a map out of a map, then you can say map map. I am using some t equal to map enumerator dot current. This will return the map. Let's see now what will happen. Save, done, and this lookup I will take at the end because I want to discuss on this at the end. Okay, and let me paste it here. Save. Okay, now I am adding a breakpoint again at the map. Done. Let me run now and let me open my task manager. Done. Let's see now what happens. Okay, it has hit the breakpoint now. F10, while select address, the record got selected, it is adding the zip code. Okay, there should be 3 records done. It should come out now. Okay, now you can see 1000026 Gandhi Street, 400021 Sweet South Road, 500016 Amirpet. Now I have 400021 for the second time. Now let me press F10. Can you see this? When you add one more element to the dictionary, it will throw error, the duplicate element. Whereas in the map, it will replace the existing value. Remember this, okay? And now I am trying to check the existence of 400021. If the element exists, it will return true. If the element does not exist, it will return false. Now I am trying to traverse to the map. You can see here, key, value, and now this is second map. What it has done? It has thrown the error. Okay, because if you are using the current, it will return the integer. But what we have taken? Map. This is the problem. Please remember, this is very, very important. Okay, because this mistake now I saw in a lot of places. When you use current, it will return integer here. Why it is returning integer? It is trying to return the key. Okay, please remember this. Now we can simply remove this. I will comment this out and I will add a breakpoint here. Now I want to look up a value that does not exist in the this one. I will add both of them. I will take any type value equal to 400021 and 400010. Done. Okay. This one is value 1. Okay. So I am adding a breakpoint here now. Let's see what happens. Now there is one last one called struct. I want you to try that, okay? Because struct is very easy. The struct is similar to that of a C. In C we have structures, na. The same struct you can use in X++ as well. I want you to try that. And frankly speaking, structure, that struct keyword, na, you are going to never use in your career. Okay, if you ask me about me, only once when I'm working with the framework code, when I'm working with the framework piece of code, I have used structure. After that, no other place and no other time I have used structure in my career. Okay, this is how it works. Okay, let it build just a second. Has hit the breakpoint. Now you can see lookup. I am trying to get the existing value. Now what it has done? It has returned the value. Now I am trying to look up for the non-existence value. It has thrown the error. So please remember, whenever you want to look up the value in a map, the first thing you need to do is you need to check for the existence of the value. You can see here check. Whatever you need to do is you need to write a if condition here. Okay, whatever we need to do is we need to write a if condition here, and then we need to say map1 dot exists, and in the bracket you need to use the value, the key, and then you need to write this. Okay, if you use lookup directly on the map without checking for the existence, if the key is not found, it will throw the error. Please remember this. This is very, very important. Okay, because most of the times everyone will forget this. Please write this. Okay, done. This is about the collection classes. I want you to try structure. Now it's your time. Please let me know if you have any questions. So tomorrow we will see exception handling and constants, how to work with constants. Okay, yep. Any questions?
Hi, Kumar.
Yeah, go ahead.
Comparing to this set and list, we can assume that okay, in some cases we need to use set, or in some cases we need to use list, because they both have some different speciality.
Yes, because let's say if you don't have the requirement of sorting the elements, if you don't have
Yes.
the requirement of the order of the elements, then you can use list.
Or in some cases, if we need the duplicate values wantedly,
Exactly.
then we
You
can
need
use
to use list.
we don't want to use we don't have to use set in that case. But what is
Yes.
the exact use of map? What is the exact
So,
difference between map
so
and
what is
list?
the, no, no. In map, what do you have?
That's what I'm asking.
In map, what do you have? Now, seeing this, I want you to tell me the difference. Okay, this is your set. You have set dot set one dot add, and then you have added the element. Whereas coming to the map, what is the benefit here?
You are retrieving data or inserting data also.
Okay, elements will have some value also with that.
Exactly, you have the key here. Okay, if you want to fetch the value on the basis of key, you can't do that using the set.
It's kind of
Here you have the
ID.
key value. Exactly, ID. Okay, for each and every value, you can give some identifier, and based on that identifier, you can retry the value whenever you need. That you can't do using the set. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And one more question out of the topic actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Working with the VM is I can say like a simple work or simple task. If you go to the live environment, either it is on cloud or on premise, it's not going to be that much simple. It will have lot of servers or a lot of virtual machines. For different functionality, we have different virtual machine, right?
Different functionality, different virtual machines in the sense, because remember,
for
whenever you go
SSRS,
to the
yes.
whenever you go to the cloud machine, the only thing that will change is this URL. Okay, point number one. And coming to the report server, it's again you're going to set up a separate server for reporting services.
Yes.
Obviously, for SQL you will separate you will create a separate server.
Okay, yes.
In the VM, you will have everything on a single machine.
Okay, so during this training, are we going to see that how to make changes to the existing and
you're going to ask admin, because this course is purely technical. Regarding the infra part or the admin part, I'm not going to discuss.
no, not
Okay.
infra. If we need to make some changes on the existing form, for example, if we have a customer,
that will cover. Yeah, you have one full set of extensions. I will cover each and everything. That will be there. That will be covered.
And adding a new form also, or existing changes in the on the existing form.
We will cover the implementation and then the customization, extensions, how to modify the existing objects we will cover, how to create a new objects we will cover. Okay, we will cover all those topics.
And what will be the part of work of admin?
again, coming to the admin work, he will be handling the builds and deployments. He will be handling the environments. Okay. And coming to the D365, admin is not needed because the environments, the servers, and everything will be handled by the Microsoft if it is on cloud. Okay. Only for build and deployment, there is no need of hiring someone. Instead of that, we have a concept called DevOps, wherein the developer will do the operations thing. Okay. Coming to the cloud, you will not have production access. Production server, no one will have access except the Microsoft guys. Okay, there will be a separate team for that. The operations team, they will only have the access. Okay.
Okay.
In AX 2012, you will have direct access to production, whereas in Dynamics 365, you will not have that. You will be able to only access the URL like this. You will get the URL, the public URI, and you will be able to access the environment. You cannot connect to the server directly. Okay.
Yeah, but if it is on premise, then we will have.
On premise, you will have again full control. It's similar to AX 2012. You will have full control if it is on premise.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. If there are no queries, I will end session for everyone.
This project are you going to give?
Sorry, come again.
The solution you're going to give us, right? The whole.
This solution within some time. Okay. Once I finish the classes, I will provide you access to this solution. Okay. I will provide you access to the version control. You can download it from there. And even
Okay.
now as well, I think you can check that because I made it public as I do remember. Okay. Anyways, I will give access to you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks all for the session. Let's meet again tomorrow, same time. Thank you all. Bye.